Hi. Hello out there in love streaming land where I can hear myself. I hope you can hear me too. Welcome to the snow. I'm joking, but it's supposed to snow. And we had some, just so you know, I'm Reverend Edith Washington Woods. So grateful to be the senior minister here. We did have some challenges with all of our YouTube stuff, so we're just coming on now at 10 after 11. And we're affirm with me, we'll be done by 12:05. Okay? All right. So it's a different kind of day because of the snow. And you'll see, just be with us, roll with it, do a little shaky shake when you can, and say a prayer. Prayer always works. I declared it before we prayed, and here we are with you now. So I'd like to know, is there anyone here that is new, brand new, or has not been with us in a long time? Raise your hand. Hello. That's my son. That's Antoine. See? Look at him. Yes. Coming all the way from Georgia. Yep, in his big old truck he drives across the country, hanging out with his mama, helping her clean some of her clutter, which makes me really happy, and Nicole Sweat too. Yay. He said, "You're going to put me to work?" I said, "Yeah, no." And then if anyone online is new or hasn't been with us for a while, please put your name in the chat. Otherwise, we won't know you're here. And I'll get on my phone in a moment and greet everybody. And if anyone wants to play with your phone, you could go on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel and just say, "Good morning." All right, so with that, let us get started with our opening prayer, okay? Let's pray. I'm going to invite you to take a gentle breath in and out, breathing in and out. Just letting go, whatever it took to get here in the space you're in, and be here now. And in this moment, we open a space to pray, heart to heart. And in this sacred space we're creating, this is the place where we pray from. God, that which is good, that which is great, that which is everywhere and present, equally at the same time. God of our own understanding, spirit, love, divine love. We come here today to celebrate this day, this 19th day of January 2025. And we're asking that our hearts be open, that our hearts be receptive to receive our good. And for this, we are so very grateful. And so it is. Amen. And we have our, what is it? We're doing our mission statement? Core values. Oh, it says that right here. You think I would remember? Okay, so we have our core values. And so let's say them together. I'm going to stand over here. All right, let's say them together. Community, love in action, prayer, gratitude, abundance, diversity, integrity, youth and adult and family, spiritual education. So right now, we're focusing on the one with community. Because our theme for this year is our beloved community, we thrive in 2025. So what does it mean to have community, folks? And online, you can put it in the chat, because there's a whole bunch of people online because of the snow, the inches and inches of snow somewhere. It's okay. We're going to have snow. Just wait. But so Hey, we've had it, and you could actually see it if you look in a yard. What does it mean to have community, our beloved community? Anybody? Yes. Support. Thanks, Susan. Connectedness. Love. And so, in thinking about our beloved community, look at those of us who are here. We have children over in Children's Church. They're here. And today they're going to be spreading their beloved community, filling up backpacks for kids who are unhoused. What we're doing is gathering clothes. You'll hear about it in the transformational opportunities. But they took on that part of what they're going to do instead of the clothing drive portion of it, is they're going to fill up backpacks. So that's what they're going to be doing this week. And so in the beloved community, we think about what's in here. We think about what's here, right? The sanctuary and the greater sanctuary out in Love Streaming Land, our balcony people, hey, in the world. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And we're going to have a special a speaker, Reverend Stephanie Seigh, who is coming from Pennsylvania, where they're already snowing. And so we're going to have her coming in on our live streaming so that she and her husband can be safe in their home. And so she'll be talking about creating a beloved community, and then we'll hear about more of that also during our community meeting today. So with that, we have our opening song that Keith is going to play. And if you want to get up and dance or shake in your chair, that's fine too, okay? All right.
Take a look at the person next to you and say, God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love, we come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you and say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every walk of life, every creed and color, every creed and color, again should we unite in honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. I feel the love in the sanctuary. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together.
I'm Carol Plummer, and I'm a licensed Unity teacher here at Unity of Gaithersburg, and I'm delighted to bring you our transformational opportunities. The handout you received has more detail. I'm just going to try to hit the highlights. First of all, our Carriage Cotting team is sponsoring a clothing drive that is for the National Center for Children and Families. So bring your clean, unripped clothes to church, and we will be collecting until February the 2nd. There's going to be a special community and membership meeting today after service. We're going to talk about Reverend Stephanie is going to be introducing the Beloved Community Program. In addition, we'll have updates from Reverend Edith and the board and voting about adding an additional member to the board. Okay. Our LUT, Jane McCarthy, is currently running the January SCE class of Jesus' teachings. I think the first session has already went, but you can still sign up. And she said the first class went really well. So see the website for information or to register. And on Tuesday, I'm going to be hosting a workshop called How to Thrive in 2025. So we're going to talk about how to set an intention. Actually, you'll be setting an intention about thriving in 2025 and use some other Unity tools. Come join us. It should be fun. On Friday, there's going to be a birthday party potluck for Reverend Edith to celebrate her birthday. Food and fun on Friday, January 24th. Let's see, snacks and light refreshments available at 5 p.m. The potluck and fun begin at 6, running until 9. There's a sign-up sheet in the lobby, or you can find more information and sign up on the website. Okay. So now we have our spirit groups. We have 3 different spirit groups. We have the Joe Dispenza study group that Reverend Edie Crane is going to be convening with a study of Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. The introduction is next Sunday from 12:30 to 2, and then it's going to run for 10 weeks, and it's going to be a combination of online and in-person for meditations. It should be really good. Okay, and then on that's on Tuesday nights. On Thursday nights, we're going to have the Infinite Connections Spirit Group. Crystal and I are going to be hosting it from 7 to 8:30, and it's going to where you learn about the spiritual disciplines of communication, connection, compassion, community, and challenge. Okay. And then the third one is I'm going to have a drop-in games spirit group on Sundays after church. Okay. Our foundation is prayer, and our prayer chaplain today is Najuri, and she is helping over with the children, but she will be back after service to pray with you if you would like to have a confidential prayer. If you just would like to be on the prayer list, or you have someone you'd like to put on the prayer list, we have a box in the back that you can write a prayer request and put it into the box. So the daily word for today, the word is inspired. And today, let us affirm, my words and actions inspire others. My words and actions inspire others. I invite you to hear these words as your own. Today, I reflect on the clear vision, powerful words, and courageous actions of leaders such as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I appreciate how one person's example can inspire so many others to move beyond thoughts of limitation and focus on the possibilities for good that are always present. Inspiration can be thought of as the breath of God. I, like all people, am made in the image and likeness of the divine. I give thanks for people I have known whose vibrant faith and love, even in the most challenging circumstances, have inspired me. Guided by my divine gifts of imagination and zeal, I join with those building a world where each person lives freely and with joy. Today's Bible verse is from the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7. Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. Let's take a moment to reflect on the word for today, inspired.
Good morning. My name is Reverend Stephanie Seigh. I am absolutely delighted to be with you today. I wish I could be with you in person. However, that is not going to be working out today because we are getting snow here in southeastern Pennsylvania. So let's close our eyes very gently as we all breathe together. As I am surrounded by the quiet that comes when the snow falls, and reminded of the power of silence. And so we enter into that silence together. As we come together this morning as beloved community, with wide open hearts and minds, so eager to receive the gifts of this day, the gifts of this time together, the many, many gifts of this community. And so I invite you now, in your mind's eye, to picture your community. Whether you join in person, in your beautiful sanctuary, whether you join online, as Charles Fillmore would say, through the ethers. Picture in your mind what this community means to you. Some of you dropped into the chat that it's about connection. It's about love. It's about supporting one another. It's about living and breathing and demonstrating a larger vision. All of this and so much more is what makes the beloved community. And at the very heart of such a community is you, each one of you. Each one of you brings such incredible gifts and talents to one another and the world. So right now, in a moment of sweet silence, I invite you to bring to mind, what is your gift? What do you share? What do you bring? What is your unique contribution to this beloved community? reflecting on today's daily word, we could reframe that question to how do you inspire one another? How do you breathe spirit into your community and into your life? We are so very grateful for this time to come together, to be together, to take a deep and powerful dive into what is the beloved community and why right now is it so very important. Thank you for allowing me to be here with you today, to share what I have to offer to you. And so it is. Namaste.
That we can learn what it means to really love ourselves. Then we can learn to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. That we can live in harmony, see ourselves as a family. This is my prayer for humanity. That we respect our women and protect our girls. That they feel safe in every corner of the world. That we can live in harmony, see ourselves as a family. This is my prayer for humanity. That every man will be a father to someone, by loving every boy as if it were his only son. That we can live in harmony, see ourselves as a family. This is my prayer. This is my prayer for humanity. That we know that nobody really wins a war, and every leader knows what power is really for. That we can live in harmony, see ourselves as a family. This is our prayer. This is our prayer. This is our prayer for humanity. That every man, woman, boy, and girl will hear these words all across the world. That every man, woman, boy, and girl will hear these words all across the world. That every man, woman, boy, and girl will hear these words all across the world. This is my prayer for humanity.
So, good morning. I am so sorry that I cannot be there with you in person. I was really looking forward to spending some time with my friend Reverend Edith, and with your beloved community. But as I said, it is snowing up here, and we are supposed to get some significant snow just about the time that I would be driving back. So we didn't want to get stranded on Route 15 and leave our dog at home unattended. Um, so I am going to speak to you today about the beloved community. And this has really become the focus of my ministry over the last several years. And part of that was the work that my own community did during COVID, as we really had to think outside of the box and come up with new ways, interesting ways, technological ways. Keith, you are doing a fantastic job today. Thank you so much, to connect. And what we found was that everything that we came up with during that time, during the pandemic, brought us closer. And actually grew our community. We actually grew during the pandemic. And so afterwards, I was introduced to a work by Reverend Jim Lockard called How to Create the Beloved Community, a handbook for spiritual leadership. And what we realized was that what we had practiced during the shutdown was what was in this book. And so, of course, I had to explore it. I had been introduced to it by two wonderful friends, Reverend Lori Boyd and Reverend Pat Venema. And the three of us were so inspired by Jim's work that we decided to create a program where we could share this work with other communities, with our own communities and with other communities. And so hence my passion for this work. So this morning, and I'll talk to you more about the program during the meeting that we're going to have after the service. But what I want to do today is really to take a deep dive, as I said during the meditation, into what is the beloved community? How do we create such a community? And why, particularly right now, is it so important? So let's start with a little history. We tend to attribute the beloved community to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And although he gave it fame, he actually didn't come up with the concept. Back in 1913, the American philosopher Josiah Royce wrote this. He said, "My life means nothing, either theoretically or practically, unless I am a member of a community." Pretty powerful stuff, right? He observed that besides the actual communities that we experience on a daily basis, there was also an ideal that he called the beloved community, made up of all those who would be dedicated fully to the cause of loyalty, truth, and reality itself. That sounds really big, doesn't it? So he founded an organization called the Fellowship of Reconciliation, which was a movement that was later joined by Dr. King. So this is what Dr. King wrote about it. This was from Facing the Challenge of a New Age. Now, just interestingly, this was written in 1956. Okay. So he says, but the end, and what he's speaking about here is the goal, the end of his work is reconciliation. The end is redemption. The end is the creation of a beloved community. It is this type of spirit and this type of love that can transform opposers into friends. And I love that he used the word opposers as opposed to enemies. Opposers into friends. It is this kind of understanding goodwill that will transform the deep gloom of the old age into the exuberant gladness of the new age. It is this love which will bring about miracles. Again, he wrote that in 1956. So Reverend Jim defines the beloved community as a collection of individuals who are learning how to love themselves, one another, and the universe. Isn't that lovely? It is the creation of the experience of belonging and experiencing the wonders of who we are, the wonders, right, of who we are individually and collectively. It's a place where purpose and passion meet, where we get to practice being the people we desire to be and support others in that effort. So I would also add that in the beloved community, we have an enlivening and inspiring vision, which is a reason to exist that reaches far beyond our sanctuary walls. So what I like to say to my folks, the community that I lead in Unity of Palmyra, just outside of Hershey. Yep, I drive past the chocolate factory every time I go to church. What we like to say is that we practice in the safety and the comfort of our community so that we can take what we've learned and practiced and the skills we developed outside of our walls, right? That we go beyond our walls. So, so that's the little bit of the background, the history. So, according to Jim, what does such a community look like? So he has identified several qualities that define and shape the beloved community. And you're going to recognize some of these. In fact, some of these show up in your values, I've noticed. So they are compassion, love and connection, deep and radical self knowledge, healing, vision, pioneering, evolution and emergence, mutual support. There's a great deal of mutuality found in the beloved community, contribution, possibility, and resilience. And as part of the program that I'm going to talk to you guys about later, we take a full month to go deeply into each of these qualities. What are they? How do we practice them? How do we use them within our community, and how do we take them out? So, which brings us to the how, right? So how do we create a community that embodies these qualities? And that's where Jim's work comes in. What I love about Jim's work is that he's taken this kind of, what's the word I want? Esoteric concept of a beloved community. And he has made it practical. He has quantified it. He has given us a step-by-step process of how to create it so that we can actually live in it. So in the book, he has identified the work, both the inner work and the outer work, that's required to create this community. And one of my favorite quotes by Dr. King was when he was talking specifically about this. He said, "Our goal is to create a beloved community, and this will require a qualitative change in our souls, as well as a quantitative change in our lives." Pretty big stuff. A qualitative change in our souls, as well as a quantitative. In other words, so when you hear the word quantitative, think measurable, right? A change that we can actually observe. So for years, our focus in Unity has been on the individual, on our personal inner work and transformation. And there's a very good reason for that. I love this piece by John Lewis in his book, Across That Bridge. He says, "The most important lesson I have learned in the 50 years I have spent working toward the building of a better world is that the true work of social transformation starts within. It begins inside your own heart and mind, because the battleground of human transformation is really, more than any other thing, the struggle within human consciousness to believe and accept what is true." You got to have to wonder if you went to a Unity church, right? So he says, "Thus, to truly revolutionize our society, we must first revolutionize ourselves. We must be the change we seek if we are to effectively demand transformation from others." So the work of the creating the beloved community calls for us to go higher and deeper and wider, right? It demands of us that we deal with and we heal our own wounds, right? Especially as leaders. It asks us to please embrace our shadow, to recognize at a cellular level that there is nothing wrong with us, that we are all unique and magnificent expressions of the divine, which is the gift of shadow work. It asks us to listen deeply, to develop our emotional and spiritual intelligence, to embody compassion, to see an opportunity in every obstacle and possibility in every problem. I love alliteration, by the way. So anyone that works with me has to get used to lots of alliteration. So it asks us to see differently, to see through the eyes of vision of creating a world that works for all, right? I remember when I was on the staff of Unity Worldwide Ministries a million years ago, that was part of our vision statement, creating a world that works for all. And I remember being a part of the process of creating that statement. And we went back and forth between creating a world that works for everyone and creating a world that works for all. And we finally decided on all because everyone just limited it to us humans, whereas all encompassed all, a world that works for all, humans, animals, the planet, everything. And that's what the beloved community is about, creating communities that work together to create a world that works for all. So that's the inner work. But we can't stop there. Too often we stop there, right? We become the change we seek within so that we can affect change in the outer, right? So it seems so appropriate today as we are celebrating the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Tomorrow should be an interesting day to hear his thoughts on the subject. And so he says this: I want to use as a subject the birth of a new age. Those of us who lived in the 20th century are privileged to live in one of the most momentous periods of human history. It is an exciting age filled with hope. It is an age in which a new world order is being born. We stand today between two worlds, the dying old and the emerging new. I'm just thinking of how long ago he said this and just how much it applies to where we are now. So back to Dr. King. I am aware of the fact that there are those who would argue that we live in the most ghastly period of human history. They would argue that we are going backwards instead of forward, that we are retrogressing instead of progressing. But far from representing retrogression or tragic hopelessness, the present tension represents the necessity, the pains that accompany the birth of anything new. The necessary pains. It is both historically and biologically true that there can be no birth or growth without birth and growing pains. Wherever there is the emergence of the new and the fading of the old, that is historically true. And so the tensions which we witness in the world today are indicative of the fact that a new world is being born and an old world is passing away. 1956. So for those of us who might think that we are living in a ghastly period, apparently everything old is new again. So this is the power of the beloved community. It is the power to change our world, to facilitate that next step in our evolutionary process. So this brings us to why. We've covered what and how, and Jim has given us such a brilliant how. So why is this work so important? So according to Claire Graves, and he was the brilliant mind who discerned and codified spiral dynamics. For those of you who are familiar with spiral dynamics, it is an evolutionary model that does its darndest to explain who we are as a species and how we've evolved. So this is what he observed. And again, this was decades ago. He says, the present moment finds our society attempting to negotiate the most difficult, but at the same time, the most exciting transition the human race has faced to date. It is not merely a transition to a new level of existence, but the start of a new movement in the symphony of human history. What a beautiful metaphor. Like everything around us, we are in a state of constant motion. We are shaped by the code of the spiral. In short, we can change our own psychology. The brain can rewire itself, which now neurologists have proven to be true. That's my little interjection. He said, society is not static. Today's problems are yesterday's solutions. And that is the very heart and foundation of spiral dynamics, by the way. Today's problems are yesterday's solutions. So to make that pertinent, the problems we're experiencing today are going to become tomorrow's solutions. Back to Dr. Graves. Evolution and revolution are part of our nature. We are on perpetual treks of the mind. Many believe we are passing now through such a momentous transformation, a major turning point, a history-making sea change. A new and entirely different pattern of thought is beginning to emerge worldwide and in various fields of human activity. I think we would call that new thought. This surge into the second tier, this is the second tier of our evolution, involves a shift into a totally new dimension of thinking. In fact, a new conceptual order. The supreme issue is the restoration of the world so that life may continue, not just human life, but life itself. For the first time, man is able to face existence in all its dimensions, grounded in a value system rooted truly in knowledge and cosmic reality instead of delusions brought on by animal and social needs. The mind is suddenly open for cognitive roaming over the entire human tapestry and up the evolutionary spiral. That was written in 1980. So what is that? Let's do the math. 45 years ago? Did I subtract correctly? Right. So we are in the middle of a huge transformational leap. This is why the beloved community is so important. To help mankind, to help our species, to help humankind navigate that huge transformational leap in both spiritual and practical ways. So I want to end with another quote by Dr. King, who's one of my personal heroes every day, not just this weekend. And it was given in a speech he called, "Where Do We Go From Here?" in Atlanta. He said, "What is needed is a realization that power without love is reckless and abusive, and that love without power is sentimental and anemic." Love that man. Power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice. And justice at its best is love correcting everything that stands against love. This is why the beloved community is so important, because this is the power of the beloved community. It gives us the courage to claim our power in the name of love, to understand that there can be no peace without justice. So the beloved community is the foundation for this momentous transformation, this turning point, this history-making sea change in the evolution of our species that Graves predicted and that Dr. King envisioned. So thank you so much. Keith, thank you for zooming me in. I so appreciate all of your flexibility. And I love Reverend Edith for inviting me to participate today and to share more at the meeting. So my understanding is that you like to end your talks with an affirmation. So here's our affirmation for today. I am honoring Dr. King's legacy by creating the beloved community and being the change we wish to see in the world. Thank you for that. and thank you for allowing me to be of service. Namaste.
How can I thank you for the way that you really gave love so beautiful, unconditionally? I have to stop, take a break, feeling good today. Everything's wonderful. You didn't have to do this for me, but then I look and see all of the suffering. I wanna do something, something's gotta sound to me. I can't give it till I live it, till the arms are open. Teach me how to love.
Love people, love the neighbor, as myself, my brother, my sister. Everybody loves somebody. Love somebody.
And now it's time to make a change, revolution day, put it into action and live compassionately. You take the black and the white, red, yellow, brown, life gets better. It just gets better if we look around and see all of humanity waiting on someone, for someone there's you and me. You can't give it till you feel it, till the door is open. Just reach out and love. Love people,
Love the neighbor, as myself, my brother, my sister. Everybody loves somebody. Love people, love the neighbor, as myself, my brother, my sister. Everybody loves You can't give it, till you live it. You can't live it until you give it away. You can't give it till you give it. Now that your heart is wide open, you gotta give all of your love. You can't give it till you live it. You can't live it until you give it away. You can't give it till you live it. Now that your heart is wide open, you gotta give all of your love.
You can live without giving love, so don't be open. Just reach out and just reach out and love.
Love people, love the neighbor, as myself, my brother,
Sister.
my sister. Everybody loves somebody. Love God, love people, love the neighbor, as myself, my brother, my sister. Everybody loves somebody. Everybody loves somebody. Everybody loves
So the quote I have for you today is from Reverend Jim Lockhart. It's like such a coincidence. She mentioned the name. I was like, oh my God, that's who my quote is from. So being infinite, the mind, this is mind with a capital M, contains everything. You and I are one with this mind, and our minds are its mind individualized. Since the universe is infinite, and since there can be no separation or limitation in an infinite, abundance is natural in the universe. The principle of abundance is nothing you have to earn or deserve. It is the natural order of things. Belief in separation, and limitation can hamper our ability to express abundantly, but such beliefs do not change the nature of abundance. We live in an abundant universe, and we must learn to accept at a deep level that this is true. So feel that abundance is everywhere. The universe is infinite and abundance is everywhere. So abundance is your natural state. So let's say, I think you all know we have ways to give online in the box. Let's say our blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful. Thank you. Bring the kids in. Yep. Here we go.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for all you brave souls who came out this morning. I don't see any snow, but yes, in the Arctic. I'm sure there's snow. Okay. Okay. But let me say this, unless it's this deep, I don't believe in it. So yes. So today we did a service project. What'd we do, folks? What'd we do? Okay, let me come over here.
We used donated materials to fill backpacks for homeless children and children in foster homes.
Yes. So there's lots and lots of stuff in here. And, you know, I watch TV a little bit, and they talk about socks being some of the most asked things. So each of these backpacks have 3 or 4 pairs of socks, but we also have extra socks, so they're going out there in the bin for that. And, yeah, toiletries and, for the clothing drive. And there's coloring books, and there's just all kinds of stuff in these backpacks. And since one of our principles is to be of service, that's what we did today. And I appreciate all of y'all who came out. So are we ready to do what it is we typically do to close out? Who wants to start? Okay, there you go.
I am the light of the world. I live as the light.
You are the light of the world. You live as the light.
Everybody.
We are the light of the world. We live as the light.
And now stand for our closing songs.
And let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God, our Creator. us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment, live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. And wherever we are, God is.
And my friends, we invite you to go out and consider, what does it look like to create a beloved community? You already have it here, and then we're going to spread it out, like radiating it out from our body, like happiness, joy, peace, and solidarity. Go have some fun with it. Have a wonderful week. See y'all later.